I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 6th, 2015. U.S. President Barack Obama reaffirmed his commitment to the security of the State of Israel in light of the framework deal reached last week in Lausanne, Switzerland. In a televised interview for the New York Times yesterday, the president told journalist Thomas Friedman that the U.S. had Israel's back.
I would consider it a failure on my part, a fundamental failure of my presidency, if on my watch, or as a consequence of work that I've done, Israel was rendered more vulnerable.
The president said that he respects the fears and concerns expressed by Israel and wanted to reassure the country about the deal.
Number one, this is our best bet by far to make sure Iran doesn't get a nuclear weapon. And number two, what we will be doing even as we enter into this deal is sending a very clear message to the Iranians and to the entire region that if anybody messes with Israel, America will be there.
Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave several interviews yesterday as well on the subject, continuing to warn of what he called a very bad deal with Iran, saying that Iran was getting a, quote, free path to the bomb. Netanyahu spoke to CNN and NBC, where he said that he was in favor of a diplomatic solution to the Iran crisis, but a good one. He told NBC, "I'm not trying to kill any deal, I'm trying to kill a bad deal." Israel's defense ministry announced today that they successfully stopped an attempt to smuggle advanced electronics to terrorists in Gaza. An interception was made jointly by the Defense Ministry, the Shin Bet, and the Coordinator of Government Activities in the Territories, whose forces found several infrared cameras, communication devices, and remote control security cameras hidden in an Israeli truck that was bringing equipment to Gaza through the Kerem Shalom border crossing. The Anti-Defamation League issued a security advisory last week to Jewish institutions in the U.S. about the potential for coordinated hacking attacks as part of cyber campaigns against Jewish and Israeli targets during the Passover holiday. The ADL tracks these campaigns, and its national director, Abe Foxman, said that Israel and Jewish communities worldwide should be on alert as digital terrorism takes many forms and hackers are getting more sophisticated. Tens of thousands of worshipers gathered at the Kotel, the Western Wall in Jerusalem today for Birkat HaKohanim, the priestly blessing given by Jewish men who are Kohens, believed to be of direct paternal descent from Moses' brother Aaron. They blessed the crowds in a traditional ritual that dates back to biblical times. Some 50,000 people were in attendance today. And thousands of Christians from across the globe made their pilgrimage to holy Christian sites in Israel yesterday to mark Easter. Pilgrims congregated in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem's Old City. A Mass was also held in Bethlehem's Nativity Church. About 130,000 visitors were expected in Israel over the Passover and Easter holidays. Israel's tourism minister Uzi Landau said there are many sites in Israel that are holy to different religions, and the tourism ministry invests significant resources in order to encourage incoming tourism during the time of religious holidays. The tourism ministry, together with the Ministry of the Interior and the Jerusalem municipality, will broadcast the Holy Fire ceremony from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre live on April the 11th on giant screens in the church courtyard and at the Jaffa Gate. U.S. President Barack Obama held a Seder at the White House Friday night, before which he sent out Passover greetings to those celebrating the holiday, saying that the story of the Exodus has inspired people across the generations, from Jews during terrible times of persecutions to young civil rights leaders marching in Selma, Alabama. He said the Exodus reminds us that progress has always come slow and the future has always been uncertain, but it also reminds us that there is always reason for hope. And making sure that people in the New York area found homes to hold their Seders in was the goal of the Moetza Mekomit New York, the umbrella organization of the Israeli community in the New York area, who together with JBS held its 100 Chairs project, finding Seders for over 100 people to celebrate the Passover holiday. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight, Monday, April the 6th at 7:30. Israeli entrepreneur Errol Margalit talks about innovation and economic growth in Israel, a program from the American Jewish Committee of Westchester at the JCC of Harrison, New York. At 8 o'clock, CEO of Our Crowd, Jonathan Medved, co-founder of Brief Camp Gidon Ben Tzvi, and Moshe Bar Simantov of the Israeli Embassy in Washington talk about the exciting business opportunities in the startup nation. At 9, Mark Golub sits with Larry Ruttman to talk about his book on Jews in baseball, American Jews and America's Game. And at 10 tonight, Rabbi Eugene Korn, Newsweek editor John Meacham, and Catholic Theological Union professor John Polakowski talk about the Passion, the truth about Jews and Jesus. That's before a live audience at New York City's 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, in the news at 6:30, that's tonight on JBS and jbstv.org. And that's the JBS News Update from Monday, April the 6th, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.